This is how I made a total of 10% on my funded account this month, totaling at a total payout of $25,000. I'm also going to recap how I did day trading USD JPY and GBP USD this week. What's going on, awesome people of YouTube? Jay here, your no BS South African online entrepreneur and prop firm trader that documents my journey on how I trade, go into session every single morning with my trade plan, document the hundreds of funded traders that I have created in my community called Funded, and also show you what it's like going into session every single morning as a professional trader that's been doing this for close to 7 years, giving you the understanding of price, understanding what is in control, which institution is currently in control of the market, putting you on the right side of the market, and also keeping things simple, not overcomplicating anything, and most importantly, managing risk. I've been trading for a total of about 6 years. I've learned tons from the market, still have tons to learn, but how I'm trading profitably and creating payouts for myself like this on a monthly basis today is not how it all started in the beginning. It was not as easy. It took years of backtesting, collecting data, letting the results of the concepts that I've learned in multiple mentorships speak for itself. And that is where I am here with my own experience to help you become your own independent, consistent, and profitable trader. At the end of this video, I'm going to open up Funded, which is my community where I work very closely with my members into creating and mentoring them into their own consistent, profitable, and funded traders. Funded has been around for about 6 months. I've created close to 150 funded members this year alone, teaching the concepts in the private mentorship in the Discord, as well as seeing the concepts in live action going into session every single morning in my live streams with the members. If you want to get access to that, make sure to watch this video until the end. There's 3 main types of structure that I look for going into session. Firstly, understanding swing structure, internal structure, and then fractal refined structure going into session with the idea of the higher time frame intentions and order flow. All right, so USD JPY most recently has just created the internal break of structure to the upside, creating these 4-hour internal protected lows. So expectational order flow going into session is to continue targeting these internal weak highs, which price is now about to do going into session on Monday. Markets are closed today as it's Saturday today. So Monday will definitely be targeting these highs and most likely continue with that bullish order flow continuing to higher areas of the daily week highs. All right, so M15 time frame, which is my 4-hour internal time frame. On Wednesday, we had our internal week high. So understanding expectational order flow for the session is to target this high, protected by our strong lows. As London Bell rang and started, most recently using my 2-box methodology, which is a more mechanical system that I've created for my Discord members and myself that identifies what is in control going into session. We most recently had a fractal break of structure to the upside, creating and leaving behind these fractal weak highs. So again, this was just a much better confluence that price is just going to continue with this demand chain like it beautifully did to continue targeting these weak highs. And also, you've got to think what your competition is doing. Understanding that a lot of traders are going to be looking for shorts of these supply areas over here because that's what most people that trade SMC and fail do, is they see supply zone cause the break of structure to the downside. So this is the supply in control. But that is incorrect. These highs are weak. Higher time frame intentions and demand is currently in control. So the expectation is to trap out sellers over here and continue targeting these weak highs. So where 80-90% of people that are trading USD JPY are going short, we still going longs in Funded to continue targeting the weak highs. And even as price is now, even though we've created that break of structure, we've had that pullback into areas of demand, as after every break of structure, price pulls back into the previous swing structural range to continue with that expectational order flow, to continue targeting these weak highs, which is exactly how USD JPY has been playing out for the rest of the week. Okay, but back to the trade on Wednesday, which was the 5th of September, going into London session. Again, we most recently had our fractal break of structure to the upside, which was then protected by this strong low. We had our valid demand zone with the inefficient push or fair value gap. It had our liquidity build up over here, which we swept into the 50%. This was an equilibrium zone, meaning mitigation is only valid at the 50% because candle wick of this demand is bigger than the body. As soon as this inducement started to build up, I set a buy limit at the 50% with my stop loss and TP at a total of a 5 risk to reward, targeting the fractal week high. Risked 1% on this trade. I risked 0.25% on this trade for a 1% return because we already captured nearly 10.5R last week, so the rest of the account now is just due for payout. The rest of this trades this week I really just under leveraged, making spare change and pocket money while the rest is due for payout. So we entered our limit, targeted that week high for a total of $2,000 on the $200,000 funded account. Okay, and that was the only trade I pretty much had this week. And then going on to GBP USD yesterday on Friday, we had a really nice day with 2-box system, understanding the expectational order flow. I'm actually seeing GBP USD now. We are continuing with that expectational order flow to continue targeting these weak lows. So although price is reacting off a daily demand area, smart money concepts and wannabe order flow traders are all taking longs. But we understand here at Funded, the expectational order flow is still to continue targeting these weak lows. So the majority of the time we are looking for shorts. Which is why here at Funded, you'll find myself, a lot of my traders that are funded are always ending up on the right side of the market. All right, so coming into GBP USD in London session, we were still bearish with our 2-box internal break of structure to the downside, putting supply in control, understanding that this is the expectational order flow to continue targeting these weak lows. All right, so just set a sell limit over here again for a 1 to 5 risk to reward to the 50% of this demand area that also created this fractal break of structure to the upside, which then we hit full TP at 1 to 5R, entered a long limit for 0.5% because this was counter trend. So we wanted to see a bit of a pullback into this area of supply to continue that order flow. We got stopped out for -1R, so we were still up 4R for London session. Let price play out, continued into US session. We then were actually bullish, continuing with a bit of an M15 internal pullback before then continuing to target that overall M15 swing low. So going into London session, we had our valid demand zone that created this internal break of structure to the upside with the inefficient push, valid inducement and liquidity. We then swept that into the buy limit again. Just entered with a 1 to 4 risk to reward, targeting that fractal high. We entered our buy limit and continued straight to TP after setting break even at 1 to 2R. We then again created this fractal break of structure to the upside, had that pullback into this demand. Again, just set buy limit targeting this new fractal high for a 2.6 risk to reward. So this was a total morning of 5, 4R, 9R, and 11R -1, total of 10 risk to reward secured on Friday. If you want to start your own journey to learning how to backtest, how to collect data, how to become your own independent trader, how to understand order flow, understand what moves the market, understand the reasoning behind every trade that you take, understanding what is currently in control of the market, which institution currently controls the market, whether that being institutional supply or institutional demand. Putting yourself on the right side of price and ultimately becoming your own profitable, independent, and funded and consistent trader. I will leave a link down below to Funded, which is my community where I mentor and live stream with my members going into session every single morning, and there is a full section 1 to 7 course on 3 types of structure, 2-box system, entry confirmations, understanding who controls the market, institutional supply or demand, and how you can always be on the right side of the market. And not only that, how to backtest and collect data in the right manner. This community isn't open to the public 24/7. There's certain times that I open it up to the public and then we leave it closed for a while, and I work closely with those specific members. So again, I will leave a link down below to Funded. If you want to join inside Funded, it will cost you the same as a premium Netflix subscription. It's not some crazy $2,000 or $3,000 course. There's one thing you've got to understand. No matter how many people learn this and trade and get this right, it doesn't affect the markets at all. Remember, your little $100,000 or $200,000 funded account is nothing compared to the billions and trillions of dollars that are run through these markets every single day by some of the biggest financial institutions and banks around the world. So your little liquidity doesn't move the market whatsoever, which is why something like this that puts you on the right side of those big institutional levels and institutions is perfect for us smaller personal retail traders. I've also got tons of free courses over here somewhere on the screen that I'll leave to my YouTube playlist that's called Trading 2023, where I've got tons of videos on how I've developed my trading strategy throughout the years, back from 2019 already. So make sure to click on one of these videos on the playlist, click on the link down below, and I'll see you inside of MM Funded.